Thank you so much for coming out here. Tonight I'm going to talk a good amount about Afghanistan, specifically rule of law in Afghanistan and what I did over there. A little background. I deployed from November 2012 to July 2013, so roughly, give or take, 8 months boots on ground. Could everyone see this picture? That's me on the left. That's my buddy, Sergeant Shiflett, who was on my team. And that right there is Judge Samadi. And that guy to the right is one of my linguists, but also one of my State Department guys, Fosley. What you're not, that's a courtroom. That's a courtroom. So the judge is right there. You can see us. You can see Fosley. What you can't see is another couch on this side. That's where all the prosecutors sat. And then what you really can't see is about 8 more of my guys, just as fully armed and in their battle rattle, just like us, and then about 10 different Taliban lined up right there. We're at the governor of Zabul province's home right here. And this is a conference room, we'll say, and I just brought in everybody. You've got village elders, and you can easily tell who's who here because this attire typically is a village elder as opposed to Colonel Dawood right there, who's the chief prosecutor of all corruption efforts in Afghanistan. This right here, this guy, he was Colonel Nader. He was the chief NDS prosecutor, and again, that's the CIA, FBI. He prosecuted all insurgent-based crimes. He was a dear, dear, dear friend of mine, and he had the most difficult job in the world. This gentleman survived 4, and that sounds like a lot, but it's not, 4 attempts on his life, 2 while I was there, 2 right before I got there. So in my eyes, he's an absolute hero. So this is a great photo right here. This is Ahmadullah Nazik right here. These are my buddies. Let me just stop for a second. I have to get a little political play in here right now. This is Alex Habibullah right now. He was my personal linguist. He is someone that quite literally would take a bullet for you, and I'm talking about Afghan and Iraqi linguists in general. These guys are our eyes and ears over there. And America should do everything in their power to get all of them over here with visas. There's something called an SIV process, Special Immigration Visa Process. These guys need to be over here. I still talk to him to this day, and he is without a doubt one of my best friends. And if I can get him over here in time, he will be one of my groomsmen in my wedding. This right here, so we're going a lot of times what we did because of how the roads were so inaccessible, IEDs and whatnot, ambushes, a lot of times we just get in birds, Blackhawks, and go. This gentleman right here became a dear, dear, dear friend of mine, Haji Muhammad Ismail. He was the Attorney General of Zabul province. So this right here, I don't even know, we went so many places with him. I don't know where we're going in this picture. Again, this is on a Black Hawk helicopter, and the Afghans loved helicopters. I don't know what it is because they've never been on them prior to us. About 2 months ago, I got some very, very bad news from Alex, my linguist, that this gentleman was coming from Kabul to Zabul, and his car was ambushed by Taliban insurgents, and he was brutally assassinated. It was a deep loss. Another personal note about him, right prior to us leaving, he had no idea what the concept was. I told him that I was engaged and that I had a fiancé. Afghans had no idea what that meant, a fiancé. So to make a long story short, when I said goodbye to him the last time, he presented me with a big, huge red dress. And I said, "Sir, what is this?" And he said, "I'll tell you what it is. This is for your fiancé to wear on your wedding day." Needless to say, when I showed it to Lorraine, she said, "I'm probably not wearing that." This is interesting right here because this is the history behind this photo is that I'm on a Black Hawk again from Kandahar Airfield, which is either the first or second largest base in all of Afghanistan. And we're going to a small Fob Pasab, actually, that was just attacked the other day, and several people died. This is Kandahar City. And why I took this photo is because we're flying over Kandahar City. We're getting lower and lower, and my linguist tapped me. And he said, "Captain John, this city right here is going to determine the future of Afghanistan. If this city falls, Afghanistan's a wrap. It is the spiritual heartland of the Taliban. When they came into power, they unilaterally decided that Kandahar, not Kabul, was going to be the capital of their country, and it was only until the Karzai regime came in that they switched it back. So the fate of this city, and I firmly believe that and came to my own conclusion, is going to determine what happened here. This is just personal things. This is right when we're getting ready to come home. Certificates. The Afghans, for whatever reason, love certificates. And if you gave them one, it was the highest honor in the world. So when they gave you a certificate, you knew that they liked you. This was when we were getting, this was probably the day before I left where I was. Fob Smart and Colonel Nader, the chief NDS prosecutor, was giving me a certificate of appreciation, which I still have, needless to say. Go ahead, Sue. This guy right here is the deputy NDS chief in Zabul province. Good friend of mine. Next photo. And then, of course, that's the Attorney General, who is no longer with us, giving me a photo right there. Afghanistan, just people every day at their work. Farming, whatever they're doing, that's the main occupation in Afghanistan. I just took that again from a guard towers when I was getting ready to leave, and I just wanted to remember the people of Afghanistan, because at the end of the day, the Afghan people are good. The Talibs are bad, but they're good. This is just, looks like a father and his daughter walking in the streets. This, again, this is me conducting my own little shura right here, and this was really how I got my guys upset and angry right here. Just down here, playing cards, drinking what was without a doubt goat milk, the nastiest drink I've ever had in my life. But anything to make some new friends. Go ahead, Sue. This is right after that, sure. Here's a good idea of what we're doing. This is right after a shura. So you've got the informal, and then you've got the formal folks right here. So again, you can really look at the attire and see who they are. But most of these guys are informal actors, formal actors. And again, all we were trying to do there is bring them together, work together. And if that's all I could do on my deployment, that was pretty good. This is on a prison visit. In an Afghan prison, it ain't an American prison. Let's just say that. We're there. What we would frequently do is go visit their prisons to see if the Talibs who had been convicted were still in prison. That's the prison warden on the far left. And again, that's me, my linguist Alex, and Sergeant Shiflett. Not a good place. We'll leave it at just not a good place. I mean, you had Talibs plotting attacks from these prisons, planning acts against us, and not a good place to be.
Thank you for serving our country. I greatly appreciate it. And I think having you running for the office that you're running for and where you are, and you coming back and listening to you shows the expression how great this country is. You know, I know there's a lot of negative talk about the U.S. and around, but I think this is a fantastic country. I think somebody like you who's gone and seen what's going on in other parts of the world to come back and have the passion for the United States, I think that's fantastic. So thank you. I just wanted to mention that to you, John. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.